Hello, it's Ultrakill, part 30. Woo, big 3-0. The alternate colors, let's see. I do like that, actually. Now, I did notice I have enough for a custom color. Don't know quite what that means, but makes sense to try it on the pistol first. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so later in the episode, I'm gonna read the things here. There's a bunch missing, but yeah. First, I'm going in here. And what if I hey, there's a roof. Okay. This feels like a place where they put a Slender Man reference. Not in this area specifically, but you know. Cool. Aha. Secret. Now that's death. Got it. Nice. Perhaps it'll give me health. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Nice, okay. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. Stop it. That's illegal. That's assault. And maybe batteries for my battery gun. Oh, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Okay. Now, what if I try to get in there before I am supposed to? Diamond. That seems me being star of the show. That's probably good for my health. That could have no bad implications for my health. That's racist. I can't believe you did that to me. It's about to go crazy. About to get crazy in here. About to get crazy. Alright, I need to make sure I don't die. Oh! That's not a problem. You're the problem! Ooh, that really ultra-kills the mood in here. Oh, it hurts. Nectar! Oh! The nectar betrayed me! What did... You betrayed me! Oh, that's not how that works. That is how that works. Come here! Done. Dunzos. Ooh, the secret hallway. It's secret. I don't need to go over here. Oh. I got it. Oh, the secret racism of Ultrakill. Oh. This is really ultra-killing my mood. I got it. That's not how you play the game. What? That's stupid. But there wasn't a checkpoint anywhere. Oh. Ouch. That works. Okay. Now, I may have gotten all of the checkpoints already, which... No, that's stupid. That wouldn't happen. Oh. Okay. Maybe I did it wrong or something? I don't know. Please have a checkpoint, please. I don't want to have to do that again. Okay. Did it. There the boy is. Or a girl, who knows. Or something else. Checkpoint! Wee-oo! Yes, let's have two! Ooh, that's quite a bit. Ooh. Well, I'll just get out of here for a second. Ooh, that has not bad. Oh, that was nuts. That was nutsoids. Oh, I hate when those angel things turn red. I hate that. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. It's really going crimbuloids out here. Snapmaster's 19th Revenge! Whew! I don't think I can go in there. Oh, there it is. Huh. What if I shoot him? Oh, it works, huh? There's one place where I know water is, but... actually a couple, but... okay. Whew. Well, whew. Time for reading. HUSKS. HUSKS are physical manifestations of the souls of the damned. The physical form is based on the value of the original soul. No, the physical form is so, which is determined by the strength of its will and its prevalence in public consciousness. The living souls that remember it. Filth are the lowest form of husk. Those souls were too weak to and unimportant to even complete a physical body. Even among husks, they have the lowest intelligence, driven purely by hunger. Strategy. Most weapons are easily capable of taking down filth, but their powerful jaws and sheer numbers can overwhelm a target quickly, if underestimated. Explosives are the most effective way to take down swarms, but any weapon that can hit more than one target will be efficient. Stray. Type: Lesser Husk. Data. While their tall stature may seem intimidating, strays are afraid of most danger and will try to stay at a safe distance, only attacking via projectiles formed with hell energy. Although controlling and manifesting this energy is complicated tasks, strays have a very low intelligence and are only able to do so via pure instinct. Nevertheless, humans were capable to replicate this level of accuracy and control, particularly the stray's ability to cause the energy orbs to selectively ignore other husks. Most weapons will be effective against them, but a revolver headshot is the quickest and surest way to eliminate a stray. Due to their static nature and low rate of attacking, they're an excellent target for projectile parrying, which I am very effective at doing. I don't even know the button. I couldn't even... Anyway. They look cool. Look at that guy, look at his back. Look at that weird spine. Ooh, spine. Schism. Greater Husk. What is this guy? Lesser Husk. Lesser Husk. Greater Husk. The result of two souls attempting to manifest in the same place, in the same space, causing an amalgamation of two physical bodies. Due to doubled body mass, they're quite resilient to damage, but have very poor motor control, and thus cannot aim with any degree of accuracy, resorting to barrages of energy orbs in a general direction of their opponent. Strategy. Piercer resolvers charge headshots are an effective tool for a quick kill against schisms, though their displaced head can make aiming difficult for the inexperienced. Where is their head exactly? Oh, it's on their arm. That's weird. Huh. Point-blank pump charge shotgun blast with 2 pumps will be able to take them down in a single shot. Due to their poor aim, they aren't a priority target, but the sheer amount of projectiles can sometimes make avoiding them tricky in busy encounters. Pepsi Man. Greater Husk. Soldiers are augmented version of strays whose technological implants have been scavenged from broken machines to channel hell energy with greater efficiency. This increase in power gives soldiers more self-confidence, causing them to act more aggressively than normal strays. Pepsi Man. Despite the enhancement, their intelligence remains low and it has yet to be determined who or what actually augmented them. Strategy. The shotgun is an excellent weapon against soldiers as long as its use is swift, so as not to allow them to protect themselves with melee attacks. Since soldiers charge their shots in front of them rather than above them via precise revolver shot or for an explosive kill. Oh, I could do that. Huh. That'd be useful to know. Maybe I should have read these. Thanks to their augmentation, soldiers are able to withstand normal explosions with little to no damage. The more powerful red explosions will go through their guard, however. They're unable to block if not on the ground. The corpse of King Minos. That's the proper way to pronounce this. Mainos. That's the correct way. Did I try to say it very incorrectly? Yes. Type Supreme Husk. That guy looks like... Ooh, his arm. That's not good. Or no, his arm's fine. He has arms. Yeah. Just looked a little. Once the great and beloved king of the Lust Lair, Mainos. That's the correct way to say it. Trust me, I did not make it very incorrect on purpose. Mainos has now been reduced to a shambling corpse. Due to his incredible power of will and status as a ruler in life remembered, even millennia after his death, the manifestation of his soul is the largest husk to ever have been recorded. Small traces of the original soul can still be detected in the body, but the corpse itself is animated and controlled entirely by the snake-like parasites that he once commanded. Despite once bringing upon the resistance of the Lust Lair, his corpse now only seeks sinners to punish. Strategy. Due to his large stature, it can be quite difficult to recover blood from him, but his hands are usually holding onto the walls of the arena, which can be used for refueling. Any weapon will work against an enemy this large, but melee and projectile parries make for a quick way to inflict grave damage. Although it moves slowly, the black hole that worried me. Okay, this is the normal thing. Although it moves slowly, the black hole he summons is extremely dangerous and cannot be destroyed. Big sad. What the hell are these? Is that... Are his legs broken? Or what's... I haven't actually looked at him much. Huh. Stalker. As the greed layer's punishment, stalkers have been forced to carry heavy boulders up mountains, monuments of mankind's greed for all eternity. They have carried out their punishment for so long that their bodies have evolved to grown to better suit it. Their limbs have twisted to give them better balance while carrying boulders on their backs, and their skin and muscles have completely dried up, allowing them to survive direct contact with the dunes of gold dust that Greed's sun has raised to unfathomably high temperatures. However, an unidentified sentient force has replaced the boulders they would normally carry with high-tech bombs that upon detonation will transform any nearby blood into the gold dust sand that covers the layer's surface. So it's actually gold. Huh. Research has shown the technology to be very similar to the augmentation of the modified strays known as soldiers. So it is likely both modifications came from the same source. Zatone, is that Lucifer? I'm saying those very correctly. Interesting. Why is his head like that, though? That doesn't... I guess if you're carrying a boulder, you can't really see forward, so... Or do they walk like that? Maybe, I don't know. Strategy. The lights on the canister give information on a stalker's state. The color shows the state of their explosives, and the brightness of the color shows how much health the stalker has left. It's advisable to forcibly detonate a stalker rather than allowing one to detonate itself, as the latter explosion will have a larger area of effect. If a stalker gets close to its target and can no longer be pushed away, a ground slam wave can launch them out of range so they can be detonated safely in midair, since the explosion is mostly horizontal. Insurrectionist, Supreme Husk. The Sisyphean insurrectionists were an army of husks gathered and trained by King Sisyphus for overthrowing heaven's control of hell, freeing the sinners from their eternal torment. During an area of chaos in heaven, the angelic watch was absent. Sisyphus began setting his plan into motion as his forces recruited all husks that were intelligent enough to be useful for their cause, and began attacking the demons that wandered the dunes of greed. Upon the establishment of the council and subsequent return to peace to heaven, Gabriel and an army of angels were sent down to crush the insurrection and subjugate Sisyphus' army. Although their battle was well fought, the inexperienced insurrectionists could not match the educated strategy of the angels, who quickly descended upon King Sisyphus with great force, eventually overpowering and killing him, leaving the insurrectionists without a chain of command. Left scattered and disoriented, the warriors were easily picked off one by one, their bodies cut apart, leaving behind only bare essentials required to carry their eternal punishment, hauling heavy boulders up the monuments of mankind's arrogance and greed. Yochi. Look at that guy. So demons and husks are different. So demons, I'd assume, are effectively like similar. Like I guess Satan rules over hell, and I guess the demons also rule over the husks and such. Okay. When Sisyphus tried to take over, I guess I know that God is kind of if you get what I mean. So I guess that era of chaos may have been when God went or something like that, and then the council was made to fill in for him, but you know, didn't work too well. as it would turn out, as Gabriel kind of yoinked them. But anyway, Ferryman. Ferrymen are rare husks whose powerful bodies, trained skills, and blind faith have granted them the chance of becoming the transporters of souls between the layers of hell. They have each been given a holy cloth by heaven as a symbol of their devotion to God's order, which they wear over their bodies to hide the human form that they've grown to despise as a reminder of their sins in their life, stopping them from becoming angels. To the extent that they have torn off their own skin and flesh, leaving behind only bones. Through the holy power emanating from the cloth, Ferryman's skeletal bodies have slowly been colored bright and radiant, and their skulls have latent energy to open gates that otherwise stop husks from exiting their places of torment. Ah, okay, that makes sense. These guys are the blue boys' skulls, or whatever. So a lot of them die, then. That's a lot of dead ferrymen. Each ferry can only have one ferryman at a time. So when a new ferryman is formed, it will fight the other to the death in order to take their place and inherit their cloth. The loser's skull is taken as a trophy and used to grant the winner passage across the layers in order to transport the souls of the damned to their destinations. Ferrymen will often use the knowledge from their past life to improve their ferries, growing past the need for oars, which are now used by the ferrymen only as weapons. As the influx of souls has ended with the death of mankind. Okay, so mankind's death has caused the influx of souls to... Okay. The ferrymen have now lost their purpose and now wander around aimlessly, hoping that the angels would grant them passage into heaven, despite Gabriel being the only one who carries out their efforts. Strategy. Ferrymen choose their attacks based off their opponent's actions. When approached, they'll move to safety, and when retreated from, they'll apply pressure via attacks with greater reach. Despite its looks, their uppercut is quite dangerous and can be difficult to dodge. It's best not to stay in the air for too long. Some of their attacks are parryable and some are not. Pay attention to the color of their warning flash to learn which are which. Ferrymen may attempt to cross a retreating opponent up by rolling behind them before attacking. Keep track of their position, and if they roll too often, try being more aggressive. Swords Machine. Raider Machine. The original form is unrecognizable after years of scavenging scrap and rebuilding itself, but among scrap heads, the Swords Machine is quite famous due to its combat prowess, its self-made form. Ugly to most but beautiful to enthusiasts, spawning many copycats. So was the original Swords Machine, I thought? Yeah, it didn't die, so all the other ones are just copycats of the original. I think. Yeah, that makes sense why there was a boss version of it that I think came back a couple times, and then the rest of them just die faster. Wields a self-made sword with a motor on it that when revved will heat the blade, cutting through most organic matter with ease. Due to its possessive hoarding behavior, it's one of the few machines still capable in vocalization, an ability most have discarded for more efficient research management. Despite its excellent performance against Hell's denizens, its design does not take into account extremely mobile opponents. The best way to avoid its blade is to jump out of its vertical range. Its motorized swords make for predictable attacks, making the Swords Machine an excellent target for parrying. Although its use of ranged weapons is primitive at best, its sword throws can be unexpectedly accurate due to its mastery of the weapon. Drone Lesser Machine. A mass-produced security device built both as a surveillance camera and a security guard. Though originally built to use non-lethal ammunition, they have scavenged parts from the defunct machines on the surface for greater efficiency at collecting blood. Curious by nature, but to keep protection costs low, their intelligence is very limited. Due to their lightweight, physical projectiles such as nails will push them around, making them easier to deal consistent damage to. Making them harder to... I actually read that totally wrong. Harder to deal consistent damage to. I just made that up. On death, they'll make a last-ditch effort to disarm their opponent with a self-destruct. But powerful single attacks and explosives will make them explode instantly. Punching a drone will redirect to the suicide dive, making them a high-risk offensive opportunity. Ooh. Their scanning mechanism makes a chirping sound, which can be listened for to make them easier to track down, as their flight and small size can lend them to hard to reach places. Street cleaner, lesser machine. Originally built as a way to purify the tainted air of cities after the climate catastrophe, street cleaners were made obsolete during the new peace, and were repurposed as scouts for hell expeditions. Oh, so they went into hell. Why did humanity do that? That's not good. Why would humanity go into hell? You don't do that. However, the urge to clean remained, and after the fall of mankind, they began burning any organic matter they came across in an effort to purify the world. Due to their combat experience, they can be tricky to take down with projectiles or explosives. The canister on their back is the major weak point that can be shattered with a precision shot, such as a marksman coin ricochet from behind. Oh, that's interesting. Point-blank attacks can also be very efficient, but must be performed quickly to avoid the fire of their flamethrowers. V2, the big boy, supreme machine. The V model was built for war, with V1 boasting a new kind of exterior plating that allowed refueling through contact with blood rather than through a separate blood refueling process. Due to its necessary thinness, it is far less durable, but the ability to fix itself and rebuild broken parts on the fly would outweigh the negatives on an active battlefield. However, during the prototyping phase, the new peace was established and war became irrelevant. Interesting. New peace? What the hell is that new peace thing? What's going on there? What's going on there? No peace? What the hell is that? V1's planned production was cancelled and an updated model, V2, was developed instead. Using the standardized platings, its durability was far more important than during the times of the peace, when no bloodshed was necessary. Neither model ever reached mass productions due to the end of wars completely draining any demand. So it's likely only a single prototype build of each model remains in existence. Well, now there's only one of one model. V2 is adept at controlling space and will take advantage of this to change the flow of battle to throw off its opponent. Stay too close and it will run away. Stay too far and it will come close to range. Come close. V2's high mobility makes it a tricky target to hit and especially difficult to heal off of. When in need of blood and unable to catch up, it's instead recommended to stay away from it and let it come to you instead. V2 will switch weapons depending on the distance from its target, so one of its weapons is difficult to avoid. A change in proximity will close it off. Knowledge of its synergies is one of one's own arsenal can allow one to turn V2's weapons against it. Bazoingus. Isosceles. Type, Greater Machine. Data. Rare but extremely dangerous. The Mind Flayer is a machine that has adapted and mastered the use of hell energy alongside its own technological prowess. The machine itself is only at the top part of its apparent body, the rest of which is in a plastic shell in the form of a human, which they seem to have built themselves. The plastic body serves no function and is only for aesthetic purposes. Ooh, yeah. Oh, they have good taste. Isosceles. Despite it being a waste of resources, Mind Flayers will use everything in its power to protect the plastic body from harm, even if that means destroying itself in the process. Mind Flayers seem to prefer a female form, though very rare occasions of male forms have also been recorded. When encountering a Mind Flayer, it's imperative to keep track of their actions either through visuals or audio. Due to their homing projectiles being fired in a burst, a safe explosive such as a knuckle blaster blast wave is the most efficient in deflecting them. Oh, the shock wave can deflect! Oh! Their instant teleportation can make constant positional advantage quite difficult, but a screwdriver drill will temporarily stop them from teleporting. Isosceles. Ooh, just kidding. Bazoingus. Sword Machine, second Supreme Machine. After its defeat and escape, V2 drove deeper into hell, killing other machines for their blood to help its recovery, with the intent of taking revenge on V1 and recovering its original arm. It's mine now. Mine now. Oh! Whoa! For finding a temporary replacement from one of its victims, V2 used parts from other machines to transform to a new placeholder arm into a mobility tool that would allow it to catch up to V1's fast descent into the deeper layers. In order to prepare for their second and final encounter, it researched the combat data from previous battle to copy strategies and techniques from their older and more experienced V1 to give itself an upper hand. However, despite all its preparation, V2 lost again, and unable to escape this time, was brought to a swift and decisive end by its predecessor. Although V2's coins may seem extremely dangerous at first, they're also an excellent opportunity for high damage if shot before V2 can. V2's nail gun can be circumvented or turned against itself via magnets. Hitting V2 with its own arm will cause it to enrage instantly. Snipey boys. Schlingus schlongus, the biggest dongus. Sentry. One of the many war machines created during the final war. Ooh, that's when they all died, after the Great Peace, probably. Although, there were attempts to find a new purpose for them during the New Peace. Oh, Final Wars before, okay. New Peace, their streamlined design made them unable to be repurposed until the start of the Hell expeditions. Okay. So Hell is what fucked them over. Their extremely powerful legs and feet allow them to dig into the ground, making them immovable by most forces, allowing them to easily line up any shot without interruption. Despite their size, they were built to be extremely light, which, when combined with the power of their legs, allows them to move at extremely fast speeds. Such power and lightness have made their legs one of the most sought-after parts by scrapheads. Most machines will only render a simplified approximation of their visual surroundings for faster processing speed, but sentries use full renders instead, giving them perfect accuracy even over extremely long distances. Due to their powerful legs, once they've dug into the ground to aim, they can no longer move. Once dug in, the only ways to interrupt their attack are shooting them with an electric rail cannon, hitting their antenna with a revolver, launching them with the ground slam wave, or punching them with a knuckle buster. Oh, ground slamming them will do it, huh? As long as they haven't dug in, their light weight makes them easy to launch and keep in the air where they are harmless. A good way to disable a sentry for a longer period of time is to shoot nails into them with a nail gun, and a good way to disable a sentry for a longer period of time is to shoot nails into them with a nail gun, and then placing a magnet or two nearby in the wall ceiling, which will pull them once they've been knocked off balance. Huh. Well, let's go to a different place for a more interesting scenery, because this song is... Well, the song will still be here, but, you know, different scenery would be nice. Okay, well, this is better. Gutterman. Type Greater Machine. Built in the early days of the Final War, the Guttermen were one of the first successful experiments in using blood as a fuel source, as well as the first automatons to be deployed in a wide-scale conflict. During the war's first phase, an era of trench warfare, these seemingly unstoppable walls were airdropped into enemy trenches, which they would then slowly and systematically clear out, as opposing soldiers would have to choose between being minced by the guttermen or running out of the trench and getting mowed down by the machine gun fire. Researchers had not yet found a way to keep the blood inside a machine fresh, so the live fuel source was trapped inside and kept alive by a minimal life support. Ooh, that's spooky. Ooh. For the guttermen were welded shut. Although publicly these fuel sources were claimed to be volunteer patriots, most were deserters, battle-fatigued returnees, or prisoners of war. Forces from far beyond took notice of the cruelty man was capable of. The suffering of these human blood survivors served as an inspiration for the creation of the mannequins. Well, that's cool how the humanity inspired another torture method. That's cool. Yeah, that's epic. Torture, my favorite. The shield is a gutterman's main defense. Destroying it with the knuckle blaster will cause them to take increased damage. Though slow at first, their tracking will improve the longer they maintain line of sight. It's best to not stay out in the open for too long. Once the shield has been broken, the gutterman's punches can be parried, which resets their tracking. Ah. Punches can be parried. Weird. The gutterman's corpse can be ground slammed to cause a large explosion that damages surrounding enemies and launches the attacker high in the air. Gutter tank. Greater machine. As the guttermen single-handedly ended the trench warfare era of the final war, armies scrambled to create countermeasures, leading to the creation of more machines of war. Built from the foundations of the guttermen to save time, gutter tanks were equipped with highly efficient explosives and arms capable of damaging and destroying thick armor. The slow, lumbering walls that once dominated the field now have become obsolete. As human soldiers have quickly become useless in war, utterly outclassed by machines, they were almost entirely phased out. This led to the second era of the final war, where machines fought machines in a back-and-forth tide as new designs were phased in and out at a feverish pace, each designed specifically to counter the last. Although at first the soldiers celebrated returning home, they soon found that the pointless, endless arm race left little in its wake. All our resources were used on machines of war, and impoverished civilians had to struggle to survive. Home was just another battlefield, a war of all against all. Conquest leads to war, war leads to famine, famine leads to... Okay, so the 7 horsemen... Harp noises. Harp noises. Harp noises. Harp noises. Hello, I'm here to deliver the message that I said 4 horsemen. I did not say 7 horsemen. I said 4 horsemen. You're lying if you think I said 7 horsemen. I said 4 horsemen. Because I would never be that incorrect about something, because I am always correct. Well, anyway, if you watched this far, good. If you liked it, you know what to do. You know. That's it. Harp noise. Were probably more metaphorical, or maybe they're figures, or maybe they did exist, but... Is it death, or are they going with... Yeah, it's conquest, war, famine... Pestilence also, and then death, but there's 5 horsemen, though conquest I think is kind of sometimes left out, or the gutter tank's punch is deceptively fast and powerful. The best way to get close safely is to bait the punch before closing the gap. Due to reused technology, the Freeze Flame rocket launcher is capable of freezing gutter tank rockets too, making them temporarily incapable of long-range combat. Cool. Earth Mover Supreme Machine. I think it's a little more than Supreme because, you know, it's a very extra big, but Earth Mover. Earth Movers were the pinnacle of the arms race, often called the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Oh, that's cool. It took only one to level an entire city and leave nothing but fire in its wake. The last era of the final war had begun. The first machines large enough to house a shield generator, these walking fortresses could only be made vulnerable from within, making them the new front lines for smaller, more mobile machines. Due to their colossal size, they required both blood and solar power to function. When the final era escalated, cleansing the world with fire, the surviving civilians were forced to evacuate and build new homes on the backs of these machines, as the surface became an inhospitable wasteland where no flora or fauna could flourish. Eventually, the soot, smoke, and decay from unending global war would blot out the sun, casting the world into a long night, and the Earth Movers, unable to feed on sunlight, shut down and died out one by one. War had become entirely dependent on them. Large-scale conflict was no longer feasible. Finally, mankind started to work together to reverse the effects of the long night climate catastrophe. Okay. And so began a new peace. 200 years of war for its own sake ended with not a bang but utter silence. At the brink of despair, the planet would slowly learn to breathe once more, and the corpses of these titans would serve as stark reminder of just how close mankind was to apocalypse of their own hand. By their own hand. Let's just look at this guy real quick. Ooh, big detail. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that they were meant to be like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. That's cool. Each part of the security system is immobile, making them very vulnerable to attacks that would otherwise easily miss, such as freeze-frame rockets. Some of the gaps in the computer room's defense grid are often too high for a normal jump, but the elevated edges of the room can be used to get higher. More adept movers may instead jump immediately after a ground slam to gain enough height. Okay, now on to the demons. Lesser demon. Demons are creatures born from the mass of hell. They are most easily recognizable by their hard, stone-like exterior and slow movement. Demons have higher intelligence than husks, but are still incapable of rational thought and communication. No demons have been able to pass the mirror test. The studies are limited due to their hostility. Mirror test? That might be a thing, but... Or knowing that the mirror image of them is a mirror of them, maybe? Malicious faces are the most common type of demon, but are incredibly dangerous, especially in swarms due to their mastery of the use of hell energy as a weapon. Strategy. Due to the burst fire can be quite difficult to get close to, so despite the effectiveness of a point-blank shotgun shot, nails are the recommended course of action, with magnets enabling long-range combat. Due to their invulnerability to explosions, they don't need to hold back the energy of their beam attacks, so staying away from walls and other surfaces is recommended when they begin charging the energy beam. Cerberus, lesser demon. Although they do not resemble the mythological three-headed dog, this name was chosen due to their nature of the protectors of hell. However, it's not yet known why some stay dormant despite provocation. Despite the fact that keeping an energy orb stable takes a considerable amount of focus and effort, they seem to always keep one in hand, most likely as a display of their power to scare off intruders. Due to remaining entirely stationary until awoken, they move quite slowly, so engagement distance is easy to control. They're quite adept at ranged combat by throwing their orb, but in order to avoid damaging themselves, they will not initiate a throw while their target is close, which can be used to manipulate their behavior. Though one throw has started, it cannot be stopped. Due to their extreme concentration of their energy orbs, thrown ones explode on physical impact, so staying close to surfaces such as the floor or any walls will make avoiding ranged attacks more difficult. Hideous Mass, Greater Demon. Hideous masses are a rare occurrence. When an excessive amount of hell mass has poured into a single shell, causing it to overflow and burst through the seams. Due to the broken seams allowing for mobility without having to bend the exterior, the stone has hardened more than the shell of most demons, making it completely impervious to all currently known attacks. Although its stone exterior makes for an impenetrable defense, the hideous mass belly and tail remain exposed and vulnerable. Okay. I hate these guys, but maybe I'll learn how to kill them. Or something. While standing up, a quick burst of close-range damage is the most effective way to hurt them, though this will most likely cause it to change formations, so being quick and decisive is the key. When it's low formation, keeping a safe distance is recommended to its melee capabilities and high-speed tail harpoon, though the brave or suicidal may attempt to climb on its back to continue dealing close-range damage to the tail. You can climb on its back. Caught by the harpoon, it's recommendable to either punch the harpoon or damage the tail to remove it. Okay. You can punch it. Idol. Lesser demon. Ooh, they underground. I don't like that. They're like burrowed in. That's Although they can easily be mistaken to be of divine origin, idols were created using the same process as other demons. Unlike their larger kin, their shells were too small to contain a useful amount of hell mass, creating life, but leaving it unable to move or act. The idols did not originally look divine, but were painstakingly carved to such shapes by the ferrymen who controlled them during travels across the layers of hell. This was done as both an act of compassion and as a tribute to angels, particularly Gabriel, whom ferrymen believed to have similarly granted them mercy. Close proximity to a ferryman's holy cloth during the long and arduous carving process caused its holy power to seep into them, allowing them to continue the chain of compassion by protecting others from physical harm. It's fortunate for them that Gabriel is the only angel of heaven's higher order to watch over hell. Since the council had found out about such beings, they would have been labeled pervasions of the divine form in order to be destroyed by the ferryman who so lovingly had granted them a chance at life. Although idols are immune to projectiles that can be destroyed by a blunt force strike or melee attack such as a punch or ground slam. Blessed enemies cannot be damaged by attacks but can still be pushed by physical forces and can be killed by environmental dangers, just as crushers or fans. Neither idols or blessed enemies can be grappled onto with the whiplash. Leviathan, Supreme Demon. Unlike most demons, the Leviathan is not formed from generic hell mass, but instead from the bodies of the Sullen. Sullen, what was that? Was that another demon? Or a name used for those... Oh, okay, yeah, that. Name used for those in the ocean Styx who have given up on fighting for air, instead lay at the bottom of the ocean, drowning eternally. The Sullen, in their motionlessness, were eventually fused together by the same force that created other demons, becoming the biblical Leviathan, an abomination prophesied to be at the end of the world. The heart chooses the souls of the Sullen in endless anguish as their flesh, veins and nerves writhe and mutate. Attempted to escape its body, but Gabriel struck it down with his divine spears, pinning it back to its head, unable to move. Although the world ended, the Leviathan remains trapped in the ocean Styx, growing ever larger as more of wrath's sinners give up and sink to the bottom. The Leviathan's heart is exposed on top of its head, making it a clear weak point to aim for. Although it's usually not visible, it can be seen after the Leviathan's attacks, opening for an opportunity for direct damage or landing a magnet. Although ill-advised, it is possible to ride the Leviathan for a short period of time. A well-timed jump will allow one to dodge the Leviathan's bite attack, as well as land on its head near its exposed heart. The tail will either swing high or low, and on the height of the swing can be determined by the direction in which the swing rotates. Mannequins, lesser demons. During the departure of the angels after the disappearance of God, many sinners attempted to escape the violence lair, braving the labyrinth that lay at its edges, thinking they could find a way out in the absence of heaven's wardens. The fools who attempted would realize far too late that the angels were not all that kept them from freedom, as the guardian of forking paths is no ordinary labyrinth, but one of malicious intent, overseen with cunning cruelty. Halls each similar enough to give no sense of direction, but just different enough to grant no familiarity, would eventually exhaust each escapee as they fall into a deep sleep. Their metamorphosis began. Each sinner was torn apart joint by joint, their broken and shattered limbs shoved into hollow statues, startling them to life as the flesh and blood of mannequins. The gift of death is a rare privilege in hell, so that the sinners who attempted to control their fate now lay dormant in eternal agony, unable to control their own bodies, which now continue to carry on the same punishment to other unfortunate souls. Though they are nimble, if a mannequin is knocked into the air or hit while clinging onto a surface, they lose their balance when landing, granting a small window for an easier hit. Those fast enough may even punch them in the air while they're vulnerable, killing them in a single blow. Mannequin projectiles can be difficult to avoid due to their homing capabilities, but this makes them easier to parry with a feedbacker arm. Mannequins are easier to hit with a larger radius of explosions, but are more resistant against them in other weaponry. Minotaur, Supreme Demon. Data, no data. The Minotaur, one of the eldest known surviving demons, was sculpted by as a gift for the then Judge of Hell, Minos, in an attempt to form some kind of rapport. Though its creator considered it beautiful, a personalized monument of death and despair, Minos was terrified of the grotesque caricature of his past mistakes and cast it into the Garden of Forking Paths, hoping it would never be seen again. Now the Minotaur, Man, I'm King Minos Minotaur. Yeah. Now the Minotaur is old and its body failing, falling apart, running blind through the labyrinth in a desperate attempt to break out. Its only desire to see the sky for one last time. Although difficult to heal from due to its distance, it is best to be patient. New trams will often arrive carrying weaker foes for easier healing. Much of its body is protected, but its guts are exposed, making for an easy, consistent target. Okay, so I took a little break there, and now I'm back, and I also changed the setting again to here, because this place is really cool, so... Oh. So yeah, definitely recorded this immediately after the last one and didn't wait multiple days in between. But anyway, back to reading, but I actually might talk better this time. So, Gabriel, Judge of Hell. Supreme Angel. One of the most respected and feared archangels, Gabriel earned his reputation through power and efficiency. And having a huge... Regardless of the task given, Gabriel would always perform it quickly and decisively, earning him the title of Judge of Hell. After dethroning Minos, and ending the Renaissance. Despite answering to the council, he's far more popular and beloved among angels due to his radiant personality and an active nature, especially compared to the council that strictly follows and upholds the dogma of the faith. Strategy. Gabriel's movements are fast and his attacks are deadly, but by observing which weapon he manifests and his attacks can be accurately predicted before he even starts them. No, they can't. This is lying. I would have been able to do that during his fight the first time if this was true, and I'm never wrong or bad, so yeah. Gabriel's pride stops him from attacking while taunting his opponent, opening up a short window for healing. And a virtue. Kinda looks like an angel to me, but sure. Virtue lesser angel. The basis of a lesser angel's yeah, okay, I read that. The basis of a lesser angel's forming are quite similar to that of the husks within the physical manifestation of the soul, dependent on its value. Though unlike for husks, virtuousness also acts as a factor for angels. Lesser angels come from human souls, which are formed into abstract or animalistic shapes, making them distinct from the humanoid bodies of greater and supreme angels, who were created as such and are constructed purer and placed higher on heaven's societal hierarchy. I need to stop reading incorrectly. Due to their past lives as humans, virtues are often sent to complete tasks that greater angels deem below them or otherwise uninteresting, such as acting as wardens in hell. Their virtues use heavenly fire to punish sinners who aren't acting out as their punishment, in order to not waste Gabriel's time with minor offenses and fluctuations. Virtues are normally known to have a multitude of eyes, though for unknown reasons these eyes are hidden or removed for ones that become wardens of hell. Some have speculated that this may be related to why almost all husks lack eyes, with the only verified exception being the previous judge of hell, King Minos. Little is known about the specifics of angels, as heaven is exclusionary and segregated due to wanting little to no direct contact with God's human experiment. Strategy. Verticality and cover give little safety against the virtue's light beams, so constant horizontal movement is encouraged. Though retracing one step can be dangerous as the beams linger. If ignored for too long, virtues will enrage, making their light beams predict their target's movements. Although it's easy to avoid their attacks with enough space, leaving them unattended can quickly turn the tables in their favor. Gabriel. Apostate of hell, or you could say a prostate of hell. My gun looks cool, doesn't it? Remember when I made it cool? You know, you can see it. Ooh, it's cool. Cool. Prostate. Cool. Cool. Earth mover. Bullets. War. Killing. Murder. Blood river. Uh-oh. Anyway. Supreme Angel. Having twice clashed the machine and lost, Gabriel realized he had been mistaken. Strong fire that burned inside him was not hatred at all, but passion. Gabriel had never before known the joy of a struggle, of coming face to face with an opponent of equal or greater measure. I read that weird. Though he had lost twice, each loss only further grew his desire to overcome. Up until now, he had only done what was expected of him, But now, for the first time, he had found something he himself wanted. Not even the fast encroaching end of hell mattered to him anymore. Still having come to realize the horrors he had committed in God's name, he felt a great guilt, though he could not undo what he had done. Gabriel knew he had to make things right. He headed to hell for the last time. Ooh. Strategy. While Gabriel's speed has been While Gabriel's speed has increased, his accuracy has not. Dodging diagonally or to the side will prove more fruitful than trying to run backwards out of the range of his swords. Though his sword throw may seem impossible to dodge, it will prove an excellent weapon if parried instead. Overcome with emotion, Gabriel will sometimes stop to taunt his opponent, creating a window for healing. And then there's a few more, which I assume are secreto bossusus. Something wicked, this thing. It looks weird when you can actually see it. Type! Very little is known about this creature. Some speculated to be a husk, but due to its elusive and extremely hostile nature, no one has been able to confirm the hypothesis. Only one has ever been observed, and it has never been seen leaving the section of the mouth of hell in which it currently resides. Any attack will temporarily cause it to relocate. Any attack will temporarily cause it to relocate, but there are no known ways to kill it. Its way of attacking is unknown outside the fact that it happens on physical contact, but no amount of protection has saved any of its victims. Oh yeah, weapons have info as well, so I guess I'm gonna have to look at all the weapons info, which I will do in a slightly different location. Hey, it's weapon time, and now I'm no longer bleeding from my mouth. So yeah. Revolver. A weapon created during the final war for medium to long distance combat. It uses electric pulses to fire microscopic pieces of metal at incredibly high speeds. Weapons that use this technology have been dubbed electric guns, and you dip your quips in the quip dip. And it quickly became the new standard, replacing bullet guns. Due to still requiring a microscopic projectile, its ammo is not actually infinite. But it would take weeks of non-stop firing to run out, and refueling it as easy as just scraping some flakes of scrap metal or even the gun surface. Let me just reread that. And refueling it is as easy as just scraping some flakes from scrap metal or even the gun surface. In fact, a rough, uneven surface from scraping flakes is considered a point of pride for welders of electric guns, as it shows the weapon has been reliable and used for a long time. Many users even shave off flakes just for this reason, rather than actual ammunition, making unflaked electric weapons an outlier. Although an electric gun requires some time to recharge its battery between shots, the revolver-style design bypasses that issue by including a multi-battery cylinder that rotates after each shot, allowing each battery time to charge without slowing down the fire rate. A common modding, modding to Gmod. Common modification is to allow for the charges of all batteries to be released simultaneously for greater power, though this requires a longer recharge time. Strategy. The revolver's precision and the instant travel time of its shots make it an excellent and reliable way to deal damage at range, as it's unlikely anything could have reaction times fast enough to dodge it. Headshots deal 2 times damage, limb shots 1.5 times. Advanced strategy. When hit with precise timing during its flash, the marksman's variation coin can split a shot in two, causing it to hit 2 targets instead of 1. Although the timing is tight, there's a second much longer window if the coin remains airborne for an extended period of time, recognizable by its continuous whistling sound. The marksman variations coin can be punched after it has flashed, launching it to the nearest target, without breaking the coin, increasing its damage further for subsequent punches or shots. Let me try it. Come on. How do I punch it? Oh. Okay, that's how that works. So, I'm not going to go out there because I haven't done that battle yet, but let me just try this. That's not how I do it. Well, that works as well. Well, that's cool. The marksman variations coin can be punched after it is... Is there a variation for the pistol? Or is this the... I think it would say alternate, but eh. So it probably is just the variation of the revolver, which is the marksman, so... Yeah. Get to the nearest target without breaking the coin. Single damage, further punches or shots. Okay, so you could bounce it off her and like... over and over or something. The piercers charged shot can also be ricocheted off the marksman variations coins. Shute gunne, gonorrhea, an experimental close-range weapon that uses hyper-concentrated heat as its projectiles. After each shot, the shotgun must be opened to allow its heat-generating cores to vent excess heat, stopping them from melting or exploding. This process is largely automated, requiring little more from the user than a flick of the wrist. In case of core failure, the pump can be used as a manual heat-building mechanism. This process has been simplified via a small button near the grip that pumps the shotgun, without requiring physical force from the user. Though its ease of use has also greatly increased the reported amount of misfires from users pumping too much heat into a single shot. Heat weapons never caught on as much as electric weapons due to their volatile vagina nature and strict cooling requirements, but unlike electric weapons, they don't require a separate projectile, making their ammunition truly infinite rather than just practically infinite. Strategy. The shotgun is only effective at extremely close ranges, making it a risky but devastating damage dealer. This also makes it ideal for healing. Parry the platypus? What are you doing? And parry melee attacks via a point-blank shot to the chest. Riskier than the feedbacker arm, but with higher damage as a reward. Advanced strategy. Quickly swapping weapons skips the wait time after a shot, allowing for continuous bursts of massive damage at the risk of having to stay close for an extended period of time. So let's just... Oh yeah, the funny shotgun. I need to... So... One, like about a second. Kind of faster, maybe. Not. Yes. Yes, no. No, yes. No. Oh. The core eject variation's core can be shot out of the air via hit scan weapons such as the revolver to increase the radius and damage of its explosion. An already explosive hit scan will increase its radius even further. So this is the core eject. So, which one is the... This might do it. See, it's 4, so... I missed. I'm not gonna try that because it's stupid. The slowness of the condensed heat projectiles may seem like a detriment at first, but this means that a well-timed punch with the feedback arm can hit them, preparing one's own shot for far greater accuracy, speed, and damage. Oh! I can punch my own bullets. Epic! I don't think I can hit this one. But, ouch. What about the alternate one? Right, nail gun. Combination of parts from an industrial nail gun and an old bullet gun, most likely engineered by a machine that was built for construction work. As all machines, even those not built for war, had to learn to fend for themselves after the extinction of mankind. Bullet guns were largely abandoned after the invention of infinite ammunition systems such as electric weapons and heat weapons, largely due to how much cheaper and not having to buy ammunition for large-scale armies becomes over time. Although the original ammunition system made it useless and largely abandoned, this gun was still excellently designed and built, so with some retrofitting of parts from an industrial nail gun, it has become a rapid-fire projectile weapon with practically infinite metal ammunition. As it is to be expected from an improvised weapon, though, its design is far from perfect, as the nail regeneration system was not designed to work at such high rate. It's liable to overheat if a hard rate limit isn't set on it, though some variants have instead opted for built-in heat sinks. Due to the nature of its limited ammunition, the nail gun is best used in short bursts rather than extended periods of time. The attractor variation's magnets will also affect nail guns from other nail gun variations, allowing the bypassing of otherwise limiting factors just as the burst from the overheat variation having poor accuracy. Huh. So let me just... That's not it. That's... Let me just... Look, a wing, I can go... So I just shoot it at someone, and then go wham. And so shooting nails at enemies are the attractor. What about this thing? Some enemies, such as Melissa's faces, are generally weak to nails, and in particular, the higher quality nails from the hard limited attractor variation will decimate most weak foes. And the hard limited... Oh, this one doesn't ever overheat, really. That's cool, okay. Didn't notice that. Maybe I should have read these. Lift nails by triggering the high quality now, and I gotta talk to listening to those weak foes. Advanced aid strategy. Nails become embedded in enemies, causing some special effects. Electric weapons will receive a damage boost from hitting an enemy that has nails in it, and with enough nails, light enemies become magnetized and pulled by the attractor variation's magnets, allowing for an easy, temporary disabling of durable light enemies. The speed of the barrel spin carries over between variations, meaning shooting even once with the attractor variation gives maximum heat for the overheat variation, allowing for an instant full overheat burst. Okay. Rail Kanuni. I just thought of something. That probably... So if I were to, you know... Hey, that does work. Kool-Aid Man. What if I throw multiple of them, though? Would that make a different effect, or... Okay, that is a little different. Okay, cool. Let's read. Rail cannon. This industrial tool was one of the earliest uses for the technology that eventually became electric guns. Originally meant as a handheld generator, allowing for an easy way to generate electricity for temporary relocation, such as encampments during wars or expeditions. As with most similar industrial tools, once mankind fell, it was repurposed as a weapon by the machine that wielded it, turning it from a lower voltage constant output into a single extremely high burst of energy that requires a long recharge time between shots. Although a risky weapon, since its recharge time is so long, the rail cannon's power makes it a worthy tool to wield, especially for someone carrying multiple weapons that they can use while the rail cannon's battery recharges. Strategy. Each variation serves a different purpose, and since they all share the same cooldown, it's important to know which version to use in any given situation. Total recharge time is 16 seconds. Current charge is indicated by a lightning bolt on the HUD. For Hung Unicycle Driver. Hung Unicycle Driver. HUD. Advanced Strategy. The electric variation can hit the marksman revolver's coins, which I figured out, since it has infinite piercing power. With good timing and positioning, one can shoot an enemy to hit a coin, which will then ricochet the shot back into the same enemy. Oh, that's cool. More than doubling the total damage dealt by a single shot. By using the feedbacker arm to punch an enemy that the screwdriver variation's screw is attached to, it can be relaunched, dealing an extra burst of damage to the enemy. If the screw hits another enemy, its timer will be fully reset, meaning the screw can be juggled between enemies, practically infinitely with a good timing and aim. Though it will break if the enemy it's attached to dies. Ooh, cool. Kool-Aid, I might try it on these guys or something after something, I don't know. The malicious variation's explosion range and damage can be greatly increased by hitting an airborne core from the core eject. This technique is highly risky since missing is wasting the entire shot and having to wait another 16 seconds, but its rewards are bountiful. So what would it look like? I don't have it. I need the other shotgun. Yeah, let's see. Did that hit? Did it hit? I don't know. Dentist. Orthodontist. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's try that again, but with a little more space. That one hit. That's pretty cool. Time for the rocket launcher, which I already know one of the things, but... Another weapon that used to be an industrial tool is visible from the rail cannon's more vibrant color schemes compared to guns such as the revolver, shotgun, and the nail gun, which uses a bullet weapon as its base. As with most advanced technologies, it was originally created for use in war. Its explosive generating system was extremely fast at digging trenches, destroying obstacles, or resupplying explosive weapons. Okay, that was weird. But however, this tool itself would not be used as a launcher. Early models doubled as weapons, but including the systems for triggering the explosives often caused accidental chemical reactions during their generation process, detonating the explosive before they have even been completed. Since then, the process has been split into two between the generating device and the separate rocket launcher. Where the explosive generator builds the rest of a rocket, the rocket launcher applies the triggering mechanism. As machines rarely have the luxury of cooperation due to sharing blood with others being seen as a waste, the machine that created this weapon instead modified the generation process to work with just a single user and repurposed parts from a jackhammer for launching the projectile. Instead of using a normal explosion triggering mechanism, the rockets instead use blood of the target to complete the chemical reaction, making the generation rocket safe. The weapon is more difficult to use. It requires direct hits to cause damage. The skill required for effective use makes it daunting, though its power more than makes up for it, and many of its wielders specifically choose to use it as a symbol of their skill at marksmanship. I'm curious, can I hit it? No. Ouch. Anyway, rockets only cause a damage-dealing explosion when hitting a living target directly, but missing on purpose can be used to launch an enemy into the air, since a direct hit on a falling enemy causes a larger, more damaging explosion. Rockets that have been frozen with a freeze frame variation for longer than a second will always cause this higher damage explosion on impact with an enemy. The launcher requires very little preparation to be used, meaning it can be quickly pulled out, fired, and put back away to deal a quick burst of extra damage in the middle of another weapon switching combo. Rockets are pulled by the attractor nail gun's magnets, though not as strongly as nails. The accuracy of the tracking can be increased by freezing rockets with the freeze frame variation. Okay, so I can go like that. What if I go like that? That doesn't seem correct, but... Ouch! Ouchie! When hit with the whiplash, a rocket will be attached to the spear without stopping the throw. Oh, that thing. Yeah, that thing. Okay. Thought I missed something. Okay. That was awesome. Anyway. I'm back here, so yeah, I'll just stay here. Why not? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 strategies, pre-frozen, little programming. Just spears without stopping. So, if it doesn't collide with anything else, the rocket will be pulled back with it exploding on collision with the user. That's oh! Oh! Bobby, don't do it! Ooh, dodged it. Oh! 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 Well, that's cool. I think I need to actually try it in combat, but I should spear without stopping the throw. Spear doesn't collide with anything else. The rocket. That's weird, but. Bad! Anyway, the cannonballs from the SRS cannon can be punched to launch them with greater force. Shot with a hit scan weapon for explosion or dropped onto ground to launch enemies. That's not the right one. Oh! Oh! And I can yoink projectiles. I forgot about that. That wasn't good. That's not what I wanted to happen. Wait, no. That went farther than I anticipated it to. Aha! Hey, advanced strategy. Light enemies will be airborne when pulled by the whiplash, making them easy targets to hit with a falling enemy explosion bonus. However, this requires a lot of distance from the target if the user wishes to avoid the explosion's increased radius. Some machines, such as V1, are light enough to ride a rocket. This can be achieved by freezing a rocket with the freeze frame variation and jumping onto it. Nice if I read this earlier, which I didn't actually, but I seen a thing somewhere, which I looked into my orb and then I saw it. Even with the low weight, the rocket will eventually lose power, causing it to drop gradually. But when underwater, V1 is light enough to not cause this drop. Although the cannonballs from the SRS cannon variation can be punched the moment they've been launched, they'll have greater durability if punched after they've bounced off an enemy. Well, anyway, that's all the reading stuff. Well, let's go check out the sandbox. Sandbox is an empty level. Looking used for practicing. Progress in the ground. That's fine. What's this? What's this? Ah, yes, Gmod. I foreshadowed this. Huh. What? Huh. Hey there, buddy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ultrakill! Oh, don't do it! Ouchie, don't do it! Stop it! Ouchie! Die! Oh. Well, that's epic. What's that? Yeah, those are the things from the thingy. Hey. Hey there, what are you doing? Stop it. I told you to not do that.
Not even mortal.
Stop, I told you not to do it. Oh. This guy? Protect me! Oh, protect me! Protect me! Protect me! Protect me! Attack him! You're my minions, go! Ouch.
A mere object.
Oh, I missed. Ugh. Oh, did you do that? Did you do that? I didn't do that. Oh. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. I told you not to do it. I told you not to do it.
Defy the light.
Don't do it.
Is existing.
Come here. Dead. Haha. What did he hit me? Oh. Well, that's a lot of blood. Oh, hey! What if you come with me? Does that work? No, it doesn't. Uh-oh. Come on, come here. Got him. Ah, you. Uh oh. Oh no, why did I do this? Oh no! Oh no! Don't! Oh no! Oh! Come here! Come here! Oh! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Please! Learning to parry, I guess. Come on, do it. Kill, 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 kill. How do I kill? How kill, please. Kill. How do I kill them? I need to kill them. This is the final boss of Ultrakill. Ultrakill's hardest boss. Oh! Ultrakill's hardest boss. Damn me. Ultrakill's hardest boss. Die. Ultrakill's hardest boss. Ultrakill's hardest boss. Oh, Ultrakill's hardest boss. Oh. What does that mean? Cheats enabled? What is... Huh. Is the white room? The black room? Anything funny around that I can find in here? I can just kind of walk past them. Huh. Huh. You have to see what's in here. Probably nothing, because, you know, it's based off the original, but... What if I just put a bunch of these? Uh-oh. Oh, they can reach me. Or can they? Yeah, I'm fine. Beautiful. Oh! Gabriel, I have a present for you. Okay, go there. Ouch! Oh! The final boss of Ultrakill! I finally found the secret final boss of Ultrakill! Oh, the final boss of Ultrakill! The final boss, the secret final boss! The secret boss! Where'd he go? There's another one. Probably. Can they reach me from there? That one can. What if I... Oh! Oh! Can I hit these? I don't think I... Maybe, well, I didn't actually try the right one, so... Oh, I can. This is from the Earth Mover thing, right? I'm pretty sure. Like the defense system or something. Well, that was a cool 30th episode special. Next time, I'm probably going to go for the S ranks. Because I don't know where the other secrets are, and I don't want to look up a guide yet, so... I'll be going over the levels quickly, but I might see them, the secrets I've missed, but... Yeah. Well, thanks to anyone who actually watches my videos and got to this point in this episode. If you haven't watched the whole thing, then I hate you, and I hope you do what I'm about to do, if it wasn't obvious. Well, I don't, but you know, no, it's not, you don't know what I'm about to do. There's no idea. I never do anything weird at the end of my videos that would imply, you know, nothing like that. Like if I were hypothetically to, you know. But anyways, if I somehow get popular in the future, which I definitely will because I'm the only YouTuber, then thank you for being here if you come from the future, if you're time traveling. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. The next time, probably S ranks, probably, maybe secrets. Well, if you like my videos, you know what you have to do. You do it. And if you like me, you know what must be done. Well, bye-bye.